We have here verse 37 of the 6th chapter of the Gospel of John. Jesus is having a conversation with people who have been present when he fed the 5,000, and yet he is in effect saying that even though they experienced the miracle, they didn't get it, they didn't see the sign value of it, that the ability to really understand it apparently depends on doing the works of God, which Jesus boils down to one simple proposition: to believe on the one whom he has sent. And it is at least the case that at this point, apparently, many of these who have participated in and experienced the miracle have not yet moved to the point that they've placed their faith in Christ. And at least impliedly, it raises the question, why not? It would seem that they had plenty of reason, plenty of evidence to move swiftly to a commitment to Christ, and yet their failure to do so at least raises the question, why in the world were they not able to do so? And Jesus now gives, of course, an answer, an explanation of it, which many people don't like, which they find rather offensive to the spirit of the gospel, and yet the language of the verse is plain enough, in which Jesus says, "Pan." This is from pan, pasa, pan. It's the word that means all in the singular, which is what we have here. It means every. So every, and then used with the relative pronoun ho, which is the masculine singular nominative. So every one who. It is important that it's the singular, and that in itself really puts a fairly sharp point on what Jesus is getting at. Everyone who, didosen. This is from didomi, the New Testament verb, the me verb, which means to give, I give. This happens to be the third person singular, present active indicative. So everyone that he gives to me, the dative, so giving to me, and then who's doing the giving? Ho pater. So everyone, each and every one would be the force of it, that the Father gives to me, and then as if to add emphasis to it, pros emme. Pros, of course, the preposition means to, but it always, or at least normally, implies either motion or some kind of more definitive sense of moving towards something else or speaking to someone else with a kind of motion to it. A little bit more a dramatic idea than simply the dative. So everyone that the Father gives to me, then pros emme, to me, as if to repeat the idea here, but make it even more emphatic. So everyone the Father gives to me, pros emme, hexe. This is from heko. It means I come. It is more rare in the New Testament. The more common word for come is erchomai, but erchomai can, of course, mean either come or go. It's a little ambiguous in that sense. This word only means come, and the future here suggests that this is not simply might come or could come or has the possibility of coming. It's simply the future tense, comes. So everyone that the Father gives to me, comes. Kai, ton erchomenon. Now this is the word erchomai. This is the participle. It's the masculine singular accusative. So everyone that the Father gives to me comes to me, Jesus says, and becoming to me one. And again, you see the same construction here, becoming pros emme, to me one. Then this very strong negation, never, is the idea of it. We've seen it in previous verses. It's both the word ou, which is the word not, in the indicative moods, and then the word may, which is the same word not, in the non-indicative moods. And of course, in this case, to put them together is simply to make it clear that under no circumstances, in no case, is it possible that the alternative would take place. Never would be the idea, the sense in which it's ordinarily translated ekbalo. This is from ekbalo. Balo, of course, means I throw. Ekbalo means to throw out or to cast out. It's a word that's sometimes used applying to demons being cast out, that sort of thing. This is the subjunctive, and so it's the first person singular aorist active subjunctive. So it's the ume that leads to the subjunctive here. I will not by any means, under any circumstances, cast exo. This is the adverb in declinable, means cast out or cast outside. The force of the verse on its face is really not difficult to follow grammatically. Some people have a hard time following it theologically, but in fact it's pretty plain what Jesus is saying. Everyone that the Father gives to me comes. And the coming to me one, I will not in any wise cast that one out. This is, of course, at the heart of the matter, simply saying that there are those whom God has given to Christ, and those who have been given to Christ come to Christ, and Christ will not in any sense cast them out, that there is a deep, permanent circumstance that is involved in those who have been brought by God to Christ, given to Christ, and that really is the simple sense of the verse.